Hi, this is Angel Jones. I love great conversations where life's journey is communicated not only through words, but tones and emotions. Explosive expressions that allow you to feel what they felt and learned. A fool learns only from his own mistake, while the wise learn from their own and from those others have made. Thanks for being here with us. Good morning, Sunny Dawson. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful, sunny morning?
I'm going super well. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful morning here as well. The temperature is just perfect in Essaouira in Morocco at the moment. It's just glorious. It's supposed to be almost winter. Oh no, it's winter now, isn't it? It's November winter, or is that still autumn?
I think that is that I have no idea. I have two seasons, rainy and dry.
Lovely.
I have rainy and dry, so it's good, but whatever they're getting there, like I just spoke to someone and she said, "Oh my gosh, it's getting cold," so hey,
Yes.
it's sunny in your world, isn't it?
It certainly is. It certainly is. It's
Mm.
beautiful, actually. I feel very lucky to live here at the moment. Like it's not winter at all, which is just great.
I think you're the first Sunny that I'm speaking to. So
Okay.
I'm intrigued. I've seen the value of names. I've seen the value of memory. So with a name like Sunny, I'm really excited to have this conversation. So tell
Why,
me,
thank
Sunny,
you.
you're welcome. Tell me which of your talents is responsible for us meeting.
Well, I am just about to launch my first podcast, and it's called Brave Everyday People Big Changes. And I'm really excited about this podcast. So, through one of the podcast people who I've connected with, who's been amazing, that's how we connected, you and I.
Ooh, la
Mm,
la. Hmm.
mm.
Let's dig deeper. So, your
Okay.
podcast you're going to put out, what is it bringing to the forefront?
It's bringing to the forefront about how people can transition more to the life that they want to lead, but that doesn't have to be massive steps. It can be big steps if they want it to, but it can be small steps, because I really believe in the power of small steps making big changes in people's lives. And I've seen that in action in terms of my previous work as a lawyer and mediator and trainer. And I really think that, some people think that to create a life that they really want is that they need to make a big change, and it needs to dramatically affect everything in their life, and they won't be the same again, and all this fear comes up. But when you break it down and you make it much more simple than that, then people can gradually ease into change. I mean, some people will always want to jump into the deep end, and great.
I
But
am guilty of that, folks. 1509
yeah.
conversations. Did you get a hint?
Oh, yeah. Indeed. I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. But not everyone is ready to do such a wonderful, wonderful thing. So
Yes,
well,
yes.
yeah. So that's what I want to focus on, is how people can transition and cope with change, and do things in their lives that lead them to more to where they want to be, and happier lives. Mm,
That is awesome. You lived
mm.
a similar type life, right? And that is how you came up with sharing this story. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So that
Yes.
right there we have it. So your talent is, if I'm not wrong, you are a adventurous individual, aren't you?
I certainly am. I
I can
certainly
well
am.
imagine.
In every aspect of my life, I'm incredibly adventurous.
Hmm.
Yes.
Who did you learn that from?
I learnt from experience actually, just being thrown into different life experiences that I hadn't planned and then just coping with them. So I'm actually a little bit like you, Engel. I'm a bit of a deep dive. I just dive
Dive in
into the
at
deep
the end.
end. And then swim. But I've always found that I've always managed to float to the top or swim in some way. So I feel very lucky with that.
And I'll tell you, like being the person that dives in most times. Well, again, I think it has to do with perception as well, because the people that is all right. So let's say you climbed, you went to Kilimanjaro, right? That is going to look super huge to me. But 10 other people that did Kilimanjaro, it's not that huge, isn't it? But I'll tell you, if I wanted to climb something that was smaller, I would trust the person that did Kilimanjaro. So you being that person that continuously dives in the deeper end, you're definitely the person who has the eyesight, the foresight, the insight to help those that are scared or just, fearful to make that step. And I think it's great what you're doing.
Wow, thank you so much. I hadn't actually thought of it like that, but that's a beautiful analogy. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So why will you continue to repeat this skill? I mean, you've seen those individuals out there that you've helped. Why will you continue?
Because I am so passionate about, living a passionate life and helping others to do the same because, we're here, we might as well enjoy it if we can, or as much as we can, despite the circumstances. And I know that, a lot of people have a lot of situations that, aren't necessarily so great. But I know from experiencing so many different and difficult situations in my life that the difficulties don't always, they don't always keep on going and going and going forever. There's always an end point. And also even within the difficulties, there's often very nice things that happen within the difficulties. And I've also found that when I've experienced difficulties as well, that that it's led me to some amazing things that I would never have thought of. And so I just want to show people and help people see that within their experiences as well.
Share with us one thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Yoga practice, but not like a huge amount, like maybe about 20 minutes every day. I really like connecting with my body. It really helps me. And I'm not, one of those super fit model yoga teacher type looking bodies. Like, I've got quite a nice amount of meat on me, but I really enjoy yoga, and I like connecting with my body. And I'm not perfect, but it makes me feel good. And when I do it, just connection to my body every day just really helps.
And the first conversation today, a young lady, and I call her that by her spirit, she definitely spoke about her age, and she's so happy to be the age she is. But she spoke and she said, when I asked her, what is one thing you've done consistently, she said breathe. And she said she did it via yoga, and she said being connected to your breath was so important. So she said that this morning, and you said that no. I'd like to know why you would suggest that someone do what you've done in that aspect.
Because I think we are so much in our heads every day, and particularly if you lead a life where you're going to work every day, or you're involved in so many things, we're so in our heads, and we need to connect to our bodies. And connecting with our bodies helps us relax more. It helps us get better sleep, and it helps our minds be more refreshed. So that's why I'd recommend that. And actually, I was thinking of breath as well. That was one of my other answer.
Really interesting. Oh, that was great. It's the power of the conversations.
Indeed.
All right, so let's switch gears for a bit now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Sunni, what is your earliest childhood memory?
It's actually I got chicken pox when I was at kindergarten, and I remember not being able to go to kindergarten anymore, which was very distressing for me. I think I might have been 3 or 4 years old, and it was like, oh, I felt dirty because I had chicken pox and isolated.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because I think that isolation from community is a huge deal for most people, and we need connection. We want to be accepted, and despite our faults or our differences. And of course, chicken pox, that happens to everyone, of course, but it doesn't take away from the emotional feeling of that.
That is intriguing. The thought picture that is created for me immediately is, while there's emphasis on chicken pox, which can be the thing that isolates you from community, it's amazing that it is a brand, though, and you stick out so much. At the same time, you definitely stick out with what you're doing. I got through your Facebook photos. You are out there, and you don't necessarily have chicken pox now, but it's because of your sunny personality, you being that person that wants to connect. Isn't that intriguing?
Yeah. That's very intriguing. I love that reflection. Thank you, Engel.
You're welcome. I love it as well. It's amazing. So if we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
It was We Are the World. It was, I'm not sure whether you know that song, but it's a 80s masterpiece. Yeah. And I loved it. It really sums up about my life values.
Exactly. You took the words from my mouth. It's all connecting here, folks. It's all connecting here. She chose We Are the World. That is amazing. All right, so we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. Yes or no. Sunni, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
It will be everyone. I'm writing several books, so yes.
Ooh,
anyone who wants to.
Tell us the name of one of your books.
The first one that's published, and I'm writing 6 more at the moment, but the first one is Kicking Ass on the Road, The Ultimate Guide for the Solo Woman Traveller.
Ooh. Yeah, yesterday my mother and my wife were speaking on the topic of women being able to travel by themselves. And there's also another woman that I can connect you with. Her name is Giovanna Caposa, and she talked about that as well. It's necessary as a woman to go out, travel by yourself at least once a year, because there are things that you need to find within yourself to see your independence, if you may, to see your instinct, your intuition function.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I have always been what some people call a confident person, but I really didn't feel incredibly confident until I started traveling by myself, like inside me, and now I know I can deal with any situation that happens in life. And I do place a lot of that emphasis on the solo travel as a woman, and I highly recommend it. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And I agree with your wife and mother and the other lady.
Yeah, Giovanna. Love it. So, are you married? Big question.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay. Do you have children?
No, I don't.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in the universal energy.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
No.
How about screen time? How many hours do you think you spend on the phone or the computer?
Okay, that's a huge amount.
Oh, it's funny. Hey, Sunni, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
There's a whole amazing world out there for you to explore, both inside and outside. And I really hope that this conversation and all the other wonderful conversations you listen to help stimulate that within you.
Love it. Sunni Dawson, thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you so much, Engel. It's been lovely.
Amazing audience. Before you leave, there's one person I'd like to introduce you to. Amanda Jones. She is my wife, and her passion is to educate, encourage, and empower.
Hi, I'm Amanda Jones, and I'm a registered nurse. Do you or someone you know have diabetes? According to the International Diabetes Federation, in 2015 worldwide, 415 million people were living with diabetes. Just as that figure is overwhelming, so too can the effects of diabetes be. So, to help simplify diabetes for both adult and child, I've used rhymes in my books, The ABCs of Diabetes for Children and Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes. At its simplest, rhymes help us to remember. If you, a child or friend, want an easy, reader-friendly way to know about diabetes, then get a copy of these books. For more details, you can go to poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.